Alright, it's been a while. Um, so, past couple months since April, I've been working on Webby Paint, which is why I've been kind of quiet on the YouTubes. But um, it's finally getting to a point where we got some cool stuff in. It's sort of working. In some ways, it's working better than heavy paint, even. And in a lot of other ways, it's still, um, very primitive. But I wanted to do a little test painting today. I got a new cup, and because my old favorite cup broke, so this is my new favorite cup. So there's a lot of cool things with Webby Paint. It's basically similar to Heavy Paint, but built on JavaScript on the web browser, and you get a lot of nice stuff for free, basically, by using a web browser. Like, for example, you can go here and say save a project, and it saves it with a native file dialog, and that works on mobile and desktop, like any platform, basically, which is nice. We also get some interesting pen capabilities, like, for example, on if you have a Wacom tablet with a art pen, there's a feature called barrel rotation, which I'm trying to show you here, where you can actually rotate. If you hold the pen like straight up and down and rotate it in a circle, it'll follow the direction of the barrel. And this is different from tilt. Tilt is a totally different motion, but it's really nice to have access to the barrel rotation as well. A lot of people have told me that it's awesome, and then I finally went out and bought one of those, the Wacom art pen, and it is pretty cool. Unfortunately, iOS doesn't have it, and Android doesn't have it, but it's pretty nice. Maybe someday mobile will get this barrel rotation feature. But yeah, the performance is actually better so far using Webby Paint, because I'm using WebGL for it, which is, it's kind of more granular than the Godot engine way of drawing stuff. So it just gives you a little bit more control over the drawing instructions. So it is there's a lot of little tricks you can use to make it faster, which is nice. So in the end, it should be a lot more efficient and faster performance on mobile and everything, or on any device really. And then the other really nice thing is I'm really enjoying building the UI with web, just because we have, regular HTML and CSS styling, which actually works pretty nicely. Like, for example, we have stuff like this this nice blur that you can see happening on the background, and that's all pretty much just regular CSS styling, which is nice and free. And then making menus and pop-ups and everything is really cool. You can do glowing effects really easily with CSS. So I'm actually enjoying the web platform a lot. And aside from that, developing has been going a lot faster because CSS, JavaScript in general just has so much more information out on the internet about it. So it's just it's just much more mature. It's been around for longer, so there's a lot of little libraries and tools that you can use that are pre-built, which makes development a lot faster and more simple. Um, Whereas with Godot engine, you kind of have to build a lot of stuff from scratch. Um, Especially considering that it's not really designed for apps. Whereas on web, you have a lot of capabilities that are great for apps built in. Um, so yeah, that's the basic gist of what's been going on with Heavy Paint and Webby Paint for the past April and May. I've been really enjoying working on it. Actually, I'm pretty much going nonstop. I've gotten into a groove with it where I'm just thinking about it all the time and really like just absorbed into the whole process of it, which I really it doesn't happen very often, but when it does happen, I kind of love it. It's just I don't know, I just feel very I like to get absorbed into stuff sometimes and kind of get lost in it. So this is one of those projects where I'm sort of getting lost in it and having a lot of fun. But yeah, it's I am starting to get a little tired now, but after 2 months of just, you know, crunching on it. Basically been working on the weekends, and waking up early, just going all day, and then falling asleep thinking about it, having dreams about it, which maybe not healthy for too long, but for right now, I'm still feeling good. Um, and yeah, it's just fun. The way undos happen in Webby Paint right now is kind of different too. In Heavy Paint, when you undo something, you kind of it takes a screenshot of the canvas and stores that in memory, which is actually pretty heavy. It's a big file to store in memory, especially if you have lots of layers and or big canvas size. It can get really hefty. So the way Webby Paint is working now is different. It's actually fast enough to rebuild the entire canvas from scratch, almost pretty much instantly, which if you can see here, if I'm starting to click this, it undoes instantly, right? Like, and we can undo back to the beginning of time here. It's infinite undo as always, and redo is the same. So I'm pretty happy with that. I haven't really run into the limit of it yet. I'm sure if you're doing, a super giant painting with tens of thousands of strokes, maybe, but it might get slow, but I haven't run into it yet. I'm still kind of like testing this prototype or this idea. It does make everything much simpler and cleaner in terms of code and much less bug prone, because the whole screenshotting system is can get pretty sketchy sometimes, because sometimes the screenshots don't happen in time, or sometimes there's a little lag between strokes while it's taking the screenshot, so that can be annoying if you're trying to do lots of little tiny strokes, like doing cross hatching or just regular hatching. So that's a lot improved. I feel that drawing in Webby Paint feels more natural, a little bit smoother, just because of that whole screenshotting system, which was introducing a little bit of delay, I think, in Heavy Paint. So without that anymore, it just feels a little bit more instantaneous, I think. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see. So I'm drawing this, I'm painting this from life right now, and the sun is kind of changing a little bit. The colors seem to be getting a little bit more contrasty. So I'm gonna try see if I can finish this as soon as possible. So yeah, right now, oh, another thing you can do, well, if I go on options here, you can flip the UI to the other side. This kind of stuff is so nice and easy to do in with web technology like CSS. I'm just still kind of blown away by how nice and simple it is. Um, and you can also do stuff like, you know, go vertical, horizontal, flip it. Any kind of UI stuff, I feel pretty happy with how web handles it. Let's see. So I got the eyedropper in too. There are a few hotkeys in right now. Like undo, redo. If you hold down R, you get the red channel. G is green, B is blue. Spacebar is eyedropper. Shift spacebar is the value hue. So left and right is hue. Up and down is value. And then you have, you know, your Control Z and Control Shift Z. And what else? There's a bunch of hotkeys. I'm gonna make it so that there's a window that you can open up to see all the hotkeys. I'm probably gonna do that after the stream. But yeah. Let me quickly check on the stream, see if anybody's talking in there. Man, I feel like I haven't streamed in a million years. Okay. Hey, Mike J. Hello, Matthias and Bolt Memes from Ghana. It's a long way. Okay, so yeah, Mike J, it's just spacebar for eyedropper. The other way you can get the eyedropper is by clicking on the color square, and then you just move your mouse off of it and you have eyedropper. So yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for things you want to see in Webby Paint, let me know. Uh-oh, did I break it? Of course. This is like the first time this has happened. Did all of Chrome just die? You know, maybe it's because I was watching a movie on YouTube. Huh. Alright, I'm gonna first take a screenshot. Oh yeah, importing images is so much easier too, and you can do drag and drop as well, which is really nice. Let me see. Okay, so let's say I want to go back here and load that project. Oh wait, I don't have a project to load. Oops. Well, there's still an autosave recovery, so let me just quit Firefox. In worst case scenario, we could just load the image in. But where's my paint? So if I go options, recover autosave, hopefully it has something for us. There we go. Alright, so let me just save it in case. Save project. Okay. Another thing is I've been working on making the file sizes much smaller in Webby Paint by sort of just taking some of the lessons that I learned and stuff that I wanted to do with heavy paint and applying it. Like, for example, making the names for some of the settings a lot smaller, because the file is actually made out of just plain text, basically. And when you have setting names that are, 2 words long, or let's say your setting name is, I don't know, 15 characters or something like that, and imagine you have thousands of points in the, or tens of thousands even, hundreds of thousands, then each of those characters starts to add up very quickly. So this time around, I'm trying to abbreviate the some of the names of things to just make it a smaller text file, sort of like compressing the data in a very silly, dumb way, but it works. All right. So there's some bluish and warmish on the left side and coolish on the right side. So yeah, we still have all the regular tools. Well, not all of them, but most of them. I've slowly been adding them back in. Like, for example, fan stretch is here, and you still have the texture distortion here. You can adjust it, and you can also distort color, which is kind of like the noise distort from Heavy Paint. And you have color jitter point. So you have all the same stuff basically. But in the future, I think I'm gonna be able to add in like newer stuff that's only possible on web. Like, for example, GIF painting was kind of a fun thing that you could do with web. So your brush texture would just be an animated GIF. An older version of Webby Paint, like from last month, had it, but I had to take it out to reorganize some of the drawing engine, but I'm gonna put it back in. Mike J's, okay, so yes, without internet, I just discovered this while working on this project, but you can save a website for offline use. I think it's different for different browsers, but basically you go up to the top right and there should be like a save to home or something like that. Like save page as. Well, on Chrome, you go up to the top right and then oh wait, no, this might be something only for mobile, but somewhere in the top right menus, go in there and there should be a button that's like save to home or add to home or save as web app or something like that, and then it actually turns it into an app with an icon and everything. So you should theoretically be able to use it, on an airplane or whatever where there's no internet, which is awesome. Yeah, I've just been overall very surprised with how cool all the web stuff is. I didn't realize you could do all of this stuff. There's a lot of capability built in to that is sort of making me wonder, like, why do we even have regular apps anymore if web apps can do all of this stuff and the performance is really, really good. I saw that Chrome is adding in this new technology called Web GPU, which is kind of the new version of OpenGL. Which if you're listening to this and none of these words make any sense, I'm sorry, but basically OpenGL has been around since like 1992 or something, and it's just the graphics, the way that we program graphics. So it's just like kind of a standard way of programming graphics. And so yeah, that's been around since 1992. But that's what everybody uses basically. And but now Chrome is adding in a much newer graphics library called WebGPU, which is going to be much more modern. It's using Vulkan and Metal, which is Apple's thing or graphics library. DirectX is Microsoft's equivalent graphics library. So yeah, like all the new ish tech is gonna eventually come in. Godot engine or Heavy Paint also is based off of OpenGL, but the issue is in Godot you don't have fine control over OpenGL. You kind of have like a general access to it, but with the web you have basically one-to-one control over the graphics card, which is really nice. Like erasing is much more efficient as well with this, because in Heavy Paint there was a lot of hacking to get it to work, like rendering erase strokes off the screen and all sorts of really inefficient and slow stuff. But now should be a lot faster. And I'm excited to start adding in layers too, because I think that's where all this memory savings is going to come into play. And if you have a big document or a lot of layers and something like that, should help a lot. Yeah. And yeah, if the internet goes down, you can always use this save project, and it just saves it to your local, your hard drive, your downloads file. Although I do want to eventually make some kind of account system where you can have save your painting, or it'll remember your paintings and your settings, so that when you open it, like let's say you open Webby Paint on another device, you just have all your stuff there right away, which I think would be cool. Because I'm always like transferring files back and forth between my computer and the phone and the iPad or whatever. So I think it'd be nice for it to be automatic. But yeah, I just wanted to give a little update on Webby Paint, because I started to see more people asking about it, like what's happening, like what is the status of Heavy Paint and Webby Paint and blah blah blah. So yeah, that's basically what's going on. Webby Paint is, I guess spiritually like Heavy Paint 3. It's definitely not up to par with Heavy Paint yet, but in the future I think we'll be able to get all the same features in, plus a lot more stuff. Oh yeah, and we have rotate now. This is something that like I was never able to figure out with Heavy Paint, but with CSS it was a lot easier. This works a lot better on mobile because you can just use a your pinch zoom gesture. Yeah, Vulkan is the next OpenGL, but WebG. It's funny because the web version of OpenGL is called WebGL, and the web version of Vulkan is called WebGPU. So basically, WebGPU is yeah, just the next gen for web. But right now, Chrome is the only one that is supporting it. It's honestly, I'm like, I'm doing everything with WebGL right now because it works on every device pretty much. But I mean, it's cool that web stuff is already in the works like that, down the line. Maybe that would be like the next, Heavy Paint 4. But the other cool thing about this whole web setup is that all this CSS, HTMLs, like basically the graphics and the UI layout of the program is all independent of the actual, canvas drawing. So I've already swapped out the the drawing part of Webby Paint 3 or 4 times actually. I started off with a JavaScript library called P5, which I was inspired by Noah in the Discord because he was using P5 for his web app, and it was really cool. It had the GIF support and like text and all this stuff. So that's kind of what got me, I guess, interested in the web stuff because I saw how much capability it has. And then I decided to switch it to WebGL because you can't do textures in P5 like this kind of stretchy noise texture you can't do. So in order to get that, I had to switch to WebGL. But the nice thing is that, you know, switching to a different engine is not that difficult. I mean, it is difficult, but you can reuse you can reuse the whole UI and just swap out the guts to get a different drawing engine. They're kind of independent of each other. Which I guess you could, well, you can't do that in Godot because there's only one drawing engine, but yeah. It feels very modular, all this stuff. And then the other benefit that's kind of intangible, but I think it definitely will be felt in the long run, is that pushing updates to web is so much faster and easier than it is to push updates to an app store. Because with the app store, you have to manually like submit it to Apple or Google, and somebody over there has to manually review it every single time. So if there's one little tiny mistake or typo that needs to be fixed, it's just a whole process that's really annoying. So with web, you just like publish it every single time. You could publish every time you save, and it's no problem. It's super fast. Every platform gets updated instantly. So in terms of development speed, I think things are gonna happen much faster with this web version. Which is really nice. And now I feel dumb because I started off with the whole mobile side of things, and I'm now learning that most people start off with web and then they migrate or they move to mobile later on because it's such a pain in the butt. But I kind of went the opposite direction. It's okay. Now I can appreciate web for like all the cool stuff that it has. Okay, my lighting is changing now. I'm noticing that all my values are becoming like more contrasty. Uh-oh. So I should probably try to wrap this painting up because the light's gonna become unrecognizable pretty soon. I guess I could look and see if there's anything really obvious that I'm missing. Sorry that you guys can't see what I have here, but I'll probably be doing lots of paintings of this cup, I think. It's my new favorite. It's insulated. I love my insulated cups. Keeps my coffee warm. Hey Paula, Webby Paint is basically it's like a web version of Heavy Paint. So if you go to webbypaint.com, it's you'll see the same interface here and you can just start painting. What did I do? Did I screw something up already? Okay, something gets stuck. Every time I answer a question, something. um, Hung Chow, when is next HP? It's I'm not sure, man. I'm just working on Webby Paint right now. I'm kind of in a crunch with it, kind of going nonstop working on it. I'm just really excited about it. Okay, so something is going on here. Wait, let me. Oh, I should have saved a screenshot. Screenshot. Okay, cool. All right, let's see if we get the autosave. I really wonder if it's the YouTube video because I was watching a movie on YouTube. Because it might be too much memory on Firefox. Let's see, recover, autosave. Guess it's not too bad. But yeah, guys, if you have a Wacom, this barrel rotation feature is pretty awesome. I'm in love with it lately. You didn't need to get this like art Wacom art pen thing for it to work, but it feels really nice. Save PNG. Let's see. Okay. Oh, looks like I missed a couple spots. I need to add that in too, for it to like take the background color into the final PNG. That would be good. It's okay, I'll add the background in Photopea, or Photopea. Photopea, which is another online web app that I'm a huge fan of. This is kind of an inspiring project for me, because it's all made by just this one dude, and it's like a whole Photoshop clone on the browser, and it's crazy. So, let's see, if we go, I wonder if I could drag and drop. I probably can. So, if I go to downloads, and drag and drop, is it this? Here. There we go. Ooh. Ooh. All right, let me start with an import instead. File open. There we go. And then we can make a new layer. Go. I don't like that he puts ads though. That's kind of weird. That's the other thing. I gotta figure out how to, I guess, monetize eventually. I'm not really worried about it right now, but I have to figure it out. I'm not sure what the best way to do it would be. Oh my god, this is crazy. I don't think ads would work for Webby Paint because they would take up the whole UI like this. It's kind of crazy. Okay, let me save as a JPEG. Hey Bartolo, yeah, I was just explaining it, but basically the web browser can do everything that I need Webby Paint or Heavy Paint to do and more, and it's so much faster to develop on web that I think in the long run we'll be able to go, you know, push the features a lot farther, and things will just, development is going to happen at a better pace, and the foundation is stronger, I think. So I think in general it's kind of like a long-term thing that will have a lot of benefits. So yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of web tools, like for example Figma. I don't know if you guys use Figma, but Figma, this is another great tool that is web based, and there's Spline.io, which is a 3D program. Oh wait, no, not this one. Spline 3D. This is a whole 3D modeling package, like inside your web browser, which is, it's pretty cool. The viewport rendering is really high quality as well. So yeah, I don't know, who knows, maybe in the future web apps might blow up, because like all the technology is there. It seems like it's like we have 3D, we have really fast 2D, we have all the pen input and everything. Anyway, okay, I'm going to call this a stream. Thank you for joining in. I'm sorry that it's been so long, but I'll try to do some more later. Anyway, yeah, have a good day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.